Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Finally, the details of the PDP BOT meeting is out. Damagum took our time to talk, and also the person of Wabara, who is the BOT chairman, stood his ground over the issue of NEC meeting. Interestingly, you get to hear what actually transpired and what was discussed in the meeting that resulted to Udu Okoye being hijacked and thrown out of the meeting. We're going to give you full details of that in a The acting national chairman of the People Democratic Party, PDP, Ambassador Damagum, has accused some of the party's leadership, including members of the Board of Trustees, of complicity in the ongoing crisis in the party's National Working Committee, NEC. Damagum, who made the allegation, cautioned fellow leaders against actions capable of undermining the forthcoming zonal congresses. He said this in his opening remark during the 78th BOT meeting in Abuja. The party's chairman, whose remark appeared to be a veiled response to an address earlier presented by the BOT chairman, Senator Adolphus Wabara, Damagum said, "I want to say this with the highest sense of responsibility. Part of this crisis that you see today within the NWC is propelled by our leaders who are supposed to unite us. And as the conscience of the party, some of us are also complicit. We should look inward and search our conscience. This party is dear to all of us. It is the only thing we have. It is very unfortunate. I would say it's the way it is. Where people are called, we all know the working of National Working Committee. Some of you here have been National Working Committee members. I'll be sitting down at the chairman only to see my members called by certain leaders to visit certain places without my knowledge. Each one of you, if you are the chairman, will find it difficult. And I want to use this opportunity to caution us, caution our leaders. You may have ambitions, but you don't ride on a dead horse to reach your destination. If you create a crisis simply to further your ambition, you may get what you want, but your dream will not be realized, because by that time, you have injured the horse you are going to ride to that destination." Damagum also explained that despite the party's challenges, it remains the only hope of Nigerians. He says, "We should shield our sword, work towards uniting ourselves so that we'll have a credible vehicle that can challenge what is bedeviling us." Speaking of plans for the forthcoming National Executive Committee meeting, which has been postponed a record 3 times already, the party chairman said, "At the last meeting we had with the governors, we all agreed we'll have NEC. I want to assure you that we'll do everything possible to have this NEC in this February. You are all aware we have started the process of zonal congresses." It's very important to sound this note, because whatever we do is the structure you are building to hold what you have at your hand. Like you said, we are supposed to bring credible people. We have had congresses recently in almost 29 states. We have problems in a few states. I think we are getting there. Earlier, chairman of the BOT, Senator Adolphus Wabara, said, "Primarily, let me express my profound disappointment over the crisis currently rocking the leadership of the National Working Committee. As elder statesmen and women leaders who hold the trust of the generality of our party members and the public, it is disheartening that these issues have not been resolved. The failure to resolve these internal conflicts undermines the strength and credibility of our party. It is therefore imperative that the National Working Committee rises above personal interests and places the survival and progress of our great party above all other considerations. In the light of these challenges, I must emphasize the urgent need for a National Executive Committee meeting. I again urge the NWC to honor its word and convene the NEC meeting as scheduled in February 2025. It is pertinent to stress that Party members across the country are in earnest expectation that the NEC meeting will hold this February. The NEC remains the highest decision-making body of a party, and we must convene without further delay to address these pressing concerns. The ENC meeting will serve as a platform to reaffirm our shared commitment to the unity, discipline, and ideals that bind us together as members of the People's Democratic Party. As we prepare to conduct our zonal congresses, may I remind us all of the critical importance of electing credible leaders at every level of our party structure. These leaders will serve as the face and voice of the PDP, and they must possess the vision, integrity, and capacity to steer the affairs of the party effectively. Let us ensure that the processes are free, fair, and transparent so that the outcome reflects the collective will of our members. Despite the challenges we face, let me reiterate that the PDP remains the hope of Nigeria. Our nation have endured years of suffering under the poor policy and governance of the All Progressive Congress APC. Nigerians are looking to us as a beacon of hope, and we cannot afford to let them down. We must rebuild trust and offer a credible alternative that prioritizes the welfare of the people. I therefore call on every one of us to set aside personal differences and work collectively to strengthen the PDP. The party has weathered storm before, and I have no doubt that we will emerge stronger and more united and ready to fulfill our historic mission of leading Nigeria to a brighter future. He called for unity within the party. Soon after the presentation, the party's director of publicity, Chinwe Norom, asked the media and non-members of the BOT to leave the hall. And at this point, loyalties of the party National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, drew the attention of the Senator Ahmed-led BOT Secretariat to the presence of Honorable Sunday Ude Okoye, a claimant of the position of PDP National Secretary. One of Anyanwu's aides, Emmanuel Okoronkwo, took it upon himself to physically remove Udu Okoye. He manhandled him while pushing him out of the hall. Outnumbered, Ude Okoye beckoned on his supporters who were lurking outside to come to his aid. Some of them scaled the secretariat fence to force their principal back into the hall, but were prevented from doing by armed security operative. However, a fight broke out between Anyanwu's loyalists and those loyal to Udu Okoye. Security operatives were able to temporarily contain the situation while the BOT meeting continued and was ongoing as at the time of filing this report. Detachment of armed soldiers in 5 pickup trucks were later brought in as reinforcement to join the team of armed DSS operative and police on duty. I love the fact that one of the things I'm so excited over is the issue of NEC, which the BOT chairman has re-emphasized that it's a must, being that it is one key meeting that key decisions are going to be made. My colleagues in the House, what's your standpoint on what Damagum had said, that some people are part of those tearing the party apart, some leaders are undermining his office, and the fact that, BOT chairman is very emphatical about the issue of, holding that meeting?
Now, over time, I've discovered something unique in Nigerian politics. Somebody can be biting you and still be telling you, be fanning you and be telling you, well, sorry, and it's the one biting you. When Damagum says they're undermining his office, you get to ask some very pertinent questions like, have you been able to stay biased, stay true without being biased? If you have been true without being biased, of course, no one will undermine your office. A situation where we have so many issues lingering, and you just choose who you want to, like, just imagine Damagum, working with those who want to impeach PDP sitting governor, especially a state as big as Rivers State. And you look at the processes. Why would you want a situation where your own governor will be impeached? And those are things that raises eyebrow. Now, court has given an injunction that supports Ude Samuel Okoye, and you went ahead and wrote a letter-headed paper on PDP's name, mandating a lawyer bypassing the national legal advisor
yes.
and mandating a lawyer from somewhere else to represent Anyanwu and others for PDP. Then what is the office of the legal advisor?
Exactly.
You are now undermining his office, and you also do not want somebody to undermine your office. These are the pertinent questions. Treat others how you want to be treated. What is good for the goose is definitely good for the gander. Now, unfortunately, he's not crying foul, making it look as if nobody
is being oppressed.
There have been so many. There have been so many nocturnal meetings here and there by different factions, and he's encouraging it because he also features in some of them because they are the one that is loyal to him. And others too will also have to have their own meetings since it looks as if the party is divided into two or probably some fractions. But one thing is certain, and which is quite coming from an experienced person, is Adolphus Wabara insisted that NEC must hold, where the whole leadership, the executive arm, will meet and resolve this. And once they resolve it, it stands binding. And if you watch the likes of Damagum and Wike, do not want it to hold.
Exactly.
Because that is where the founding fathers will decide the fate of all. And I can tell you for free, they will go in line with the constitution. But before that, they want to see how they can, align as much of the NEC members as they can. So that when that meeting holds, then it will be favorable to them.
All right, that's where we'd like to leave it. Let's be in our conversation and talk more on this.